Hello, my name is William Block, and my father was historian and author W.T. Block. On the screen is a Kindle ebook that I recently published that contains about 50 articles, newspaper articles my father wrote about Southwest Louisiana. And I wanted to take a moment to demonstrate how Kindle readers work and some of the advantages they have over a hardcover. I'm publishing them in both formats, however. I'm kind of old school. I like to read hardcover books. But in playing with the Kindle format, I find that it's got some very useful features, and I thought it would be worth making a video to demonstrate some of that. So first of all, what you're looking at on the computer is just my phone, and it's very similar if you look at a Kindle on a Kindle device, or if you look at it on your phone. So the behavior is not that different from one platform to the other. If you click on the page that you're looking at, it goes into a thumbnail mode. And you can then scroll through the pages, and just look roughly what's going on that way. At the bottom, you see a scroll bar, and you can use that scroll bar to rapidly move through the document. And to the left of the scroll bar is a grid icon, that allows you to look at multiple thumbnails on the screen at one time. So the book is organized into sections, the first section being Cameron Parish, and underneath Cameron Parish section, then each of the chapters are itemized out, and the first chapter is Cameron, Louisiana, as you can see. So that's the first thing you notice when you click on a page. The other toolbars along the top edge of the phone or tablet, and the leftmost icon there will exit out of the book and bring you back to your library. Next to that is an icon that looks like a bullet list, and if you click on that, you see the e-reader's table of contents, and it's basically one entry for every chapter in the book. And I'll scroll through, and you can see there are page numbers. The page numbers really relate more to the book, I believe, than they do the e-reader. If you want to go to a section, like if you want to go to the index of the book, the hardcover book, then you can see what's in the hardcover book in terms of an index. The other thing you can do with the toolbar at the top is you can do a search. I'm going to show that separately, but you see the previous search here was for Jaguars. The best way to do a search is, I'm going to show you when we're actually in the book. So let's go to the next topic, and that is annotations. You can annotate the book just like you were putting a sticky note in a real hardcover book. And this icon with the two A's allows you to go in and change the font and the colors and the themes, that sort of thing. So if we look at the first entry here, that's where you change the typeface of the document, and you can see there are a number of typefaces available. You can also change the size of the text in your document. So you just do that here. And you can make the screen brightness auto, or you can adjust it to whatever brightness you're comfortable with. If you look at the layout section, you have alignment, spacing, and margins that you can adjust. You can also adjust the page color. Currently I'm using a black color, but I can change that to a light green. And I'm currently doing pagination by swiping left and right on the screen. So let me show you that real quick. So I'm just swiping left and right on the screen to change pages. But if I want to do continuous scrolling, whoops, go back over here and go back to that, and I can check continuous scrolling. And now it works more like a web page. You just scroll through the document in that fashion. You can also mark a page like a bookmark, and then the 3 dots up here give you some other possibilities. I'm not going to go into every detail there. So the back button takes you back after you click on a link. So I clicked on, let's click on Calcasieu Parish and scroll down to the first chapter. And then I can come down and click on a word. Let's just pick, let's pick a name, Isaac Ryan, Ryan, for example. I'm going to hold the button down, press on the word, and then you see that you get a dictionary, references to different people in Wikipedia, translation. Of course, this being a name, there's no translation, but you can also pronounce it in different languages. For instance, again, the name's not going to have a different pronunciation, but you can click on the speaker icon to hear the word. So if I pick on something like permeated here, for example, and go dictionary, Wikipedia, translation.
Durchdrang.
I can also change it to different languages here. And then
渗透.
So that's all very useful functionality that the Kindle ebook reader gives you. You can also highlight words. You can create notes. You can remove a highlight. I click on notes. Then I can just type anything I want in on that page, for example. The other things you notice is a search. And let's go back to the table of contents real quick. Just for example, let's pick Cameron, Louisiana. And I click on the word Cameron and do a search. The first thing I can search is the book itself. And this is interesting because it shows you where the word is appearing, what chapter. And you can see it's a lot of entries just in the table of contents alone. Then under the Cameron Parish section, You see the Cameron, Louisiana article, and there's just numerous references here. I'm going to go all the way to the end, and you can see the actual entry here in the index, for example. And this is what the book index shows. So every page where Cameron is referenced is shown in the book index as well. And this really illustrates the advantage of using the e-reader over a book. If you're doing research, for example, this sort of ease of access to different things is extremely important. Let's pick Cameron Pilot here real quick. And then I can do a search and find its location in the book. And there you see the reference that was made to the Cameron Pilot. That's really all I wanted to talk about. I wanted to illustrate that the Kindle book, besides being less expensive than the hardcover, is very useful for people who want to do research. And you can search the book very quickly. That same search icon that we looked at here also has a web search, so that's another possibility as well. So the ebook is extremely powerful, I think, and having not been familiar with it before, I'm more inclined to use it now than I used to be. I have published all of my father's original books, the books that were published more than a quarter century ago, as Kindle books, but there are different versions of Kindle books, and you need to be aware of that. In that case, I didn't always have access to the original manuscript, electronic manuscripts, because the first book was published in 1976, and my father was using a typewriter at the time. So those are print replicas, and they're not as functional as what you're seeing here. But all of these new books that I'm doing from the original computer files. So they are fully functional ebooks, and you should be aware that there's a difference there. So I appreciate you watching the video, and I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much.